Welcome to Salento with Love, episode 17 of remote refurbishing. I'm getting excited, I'm jumping up and down. It's so amazing. Things are getting to that stage and the people from Cubico are here putting some pieces together, but I'm going through. Simone and Donato from Cubico are working. We're going to go and see them in a minute. This is, you know, when you make those promises that you got to keep. This is an extraordinary piece of olive wood. The holes have been made to allow the waterways to go through, so the little bowl is going to be fitted here. This is stunning. I absolutely love it. So who's made it? Where can I get one of those? I'm sure you're going to write it in the comment. Davide, I want one of those shelves. You've got to make it for my place. Well, I'm not going to make any more promises, but I have done it. Just remember that remote refurbishing, this has been the first series of videos that I've done on refurbishment, and with more than 20, actually the number is going up and up, of properties to be refurbished. Well, I'm not sure if I can spend time in my workshop, but I may train somebody to do it. But the result, it's been amazing, and soon it's going to go in there. So we're going through. Simone, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Questo invece è il top di questo bagno, no?
Sì.
Questo cos'è? In rovere. So this is also a solid piece of oak, and they're just measuring up. Donato, buongiorno anche a te.
Buongiorno.
So here we have two members of staff from Cubico. So when it comes to furniture and things like this, then it's not down to the plumbers.
La faccia vista, questo è lui.
Sì, ma quando metti una volta non ci clicchi quella fece.
Mi metti 10, scusa. No,
Ah, sì, no.
Mi metti 10 centesimi. Quant'è? 9.
Perché?
So let's see what's happening, progressing. Oh, they've actually put the door here, so we're officially going in. Buongiorno. The elettricisti this morning are on site. Wow. Questo cos'è, il quadro elettrico? Sì. È gigantesco. Wow, this is the actual fuse board. Look at the size of this. There's so many things. I think it's putting things together here, and the fuse board, also they put this door here. So now all the doors are on. So this is going to be the fuse board. It'll be amazing to see it when it comes together, controlling the whole house in one place. And close this, close this. I love this. But the reason why I'm here this morning, I want to see the bathroom. It's just fab. Oh wow, this has gone in. No lights in here yet, but they're coming in together, and this is the oak shelf that is gone into this wonderful bathroom. And actually there's so much space around. And yes, I can see it. I'm going to turn the camera around, but also I can see the luminarie here. These are made by hand using exactly the same techniques that were used more than 100 years ago. Finally coming together, and yeah, this is fantastic. Look at this. So this will accommodate one basin here and one basin here. As you can see, they've drilled the holes to accommodate the waste. Look at the thickness of that olive wood. But I also like what has been done underneath. You see, this has been chiseled by machinery, it's all flush, and this bracket on the other side as well to support the weight, because this This is more than 60 kilos, but I like this bracket because this bracket is a very complex. They've actually sliced the wood in the middle, in the back, and they've slotted in. The reason why we did this when we were engineering this is because of the shape of the wood here, we didn't really want to lose more than what we already lost, the square of the back, because it would have made this very, very shallow. So we were trying to think of ways. So that's supporting, that slides in there. We can literally sit on it. Yeah. It's great. You don't have to think, oh, if I rest on it, is it going to break? Is it going to snap? Is it going to bend? No. And it's really good when things are made in an engineered way, and when you have the craftsmen as well that can do it. So it's spectacular. I love this little detail here. You can almost have your little towel hanging down. Well, this is a smoothened the edge around here, so hopefully, you know, you won't hit that corner, but even this shape here, and this is the shape of a tree. I've tried to keep a little bit of the bark while I was doing this, where here I polished it off, and so the idea was you're mainly here, you want to keep this piece clean, you know, if you're brushing with your skin and you're in the bathroom. So there was a little bit of thinking. Maybe, unfortunately, a lot of this beautiful metal work is going to be hidden underneath the sink, but this will come out and it will still be seen. I'm very, very pleased with it. Also, little details, it's the tower rail has been plugged in, and as you can see, this has been hardwired in there, so nice and clean, just the cable going through, and with the timer there, so you can just control it, put the timer on. This will come on and off, which is independent from the underfloor heating. As we were saying in the previous episodes, maybe you just want to warm up the bathroom because the rest of the house is quite warm and you just want to turn that on. Now we're waiting for the glass to turn up. And just before they go up on the ceiling, and then I won't be able to touch them and fill them, let's have a look at this luminaria. Well, first of all, we have this one, which, as you can see in the render, is going to be in the dining area. What an amazing piece of work. And then look at the shape of this. They're pretty complex, even from the wiring and the cabling point of view, but all made in solid wood and are just beautiful. These cables running through. It's just really how they used to be made back in the days. And it really brings that element of festivity. La Festa, isn't it spectacular? This is the other half of the dining table. So it's going to have this beautiful long strip. But the electricians are not the only ones on site today, so I'm coming out from the other entrance, and I love this because now it's all been painted white. It looks really beautiful. The floor, we're just waiting to be polished, so that original cementina, and I can hear some noise down here. Buongiorno Davide.
Buongiorno.
So we have Davide, Carlos' son, is working. This is the storage area downstairs, which probably you haven't seen it often in this video, but this is where the washing machine, the dryer, but also the hot water heaters are positioned. And then we do have another storage opposite. So let me just turn the camera around and see what's happening here. Okay, so this is a brand new door, all done in pine. Look at this, it's sanding it down. And remember, Davide is the master when it comes to painting. È vero, tu sei il maestro, tuo papà per fare il legno, tu per verniciare.
Sì, è così.
So Davide is the master when it comes to the wood painting. So this one, once it's finished and filled, it will be painted to match the colors of everything else. In fact, as I come in through here, this is the old door that it's gone. Thank God for that. And this is actually the old ancient little window that was positioned into the storage area, and it's actually been cleaned up and painted to match the color. So from the outside is exactly the same color, but we decided to keep this old piece of history here. I think it's absolutely stunning. And this storage area, well, it's not really just the storage, is it? We have two big hot water tanks down here. We still got a lot of cementina stored here that we could probably use to do something with it, but at the moment they're there. And then here we've actually created the plumbing to accommodate a washing machine and potentially a dryer above. All of this will be boxed in and you won't be able to see it, which is going to be quite nice. So this storage area is going to be a very useful, and with a nice clean door there and the cementina floor, it'll be a pleasure as well coming down into this area. This is not, as I was saying, the only storage area this place has. It also has this wonderful room, which this door is already being painted to match the rest of the house. This is the original door. A new lock has been fitted on. They're actually going to work on this little window here as well, so everything is going to match. And fantastic. Do you see this cementina? This is actually the original cementina that was in this storage area. And when I saw this cementina, I thought, wow, this was the floor that I had probably more than 70, 80 years ago in this building. And so this is exactly the same type of cementina that we have in the entrance when you come through. And when it comes to these geometrical forms of cementina, I think they offer the best kind of design. So this little storage area, one opposite a little bit more of a technical room and a laundry, but this little storage area, you know, well, you can use it. It's going to have electrics in here. It's going to have lights, it's going to have everything, so maybe you can use it as a storage to keep your things, or maybe you could put a bed in here and it could be a little spare room just for emergency. But I love as well this patina. Once it gets brushed off and just treated, it's going to be amazing. Let's get on. So, I'm stepping on side and I'm just going to point out some of the extraordinary things that happened. Decorators are due to come back and finish, so there are a few little things that are still a bit messy. But the first thing I noticed as I step in here is the luminaria. They've actually fitted, they left all the cables hanging because once everything is finished, they would actually put it into the right height. And that would be, I would say, this entrance hall, like I've seen it right from the beginning, it's very much a celebration of Salento. The cementina floor, the luminaria, the star-shaped ceiling, the stone, all together makes really what Salento architecture is known for. As we're moving through, we're into another room and another beautiful square luminaria up there, but also this air conditioning units. Now remember, we've got underfloor heating for the heating. The same heat pump on the roof terrace can switch and supply cold air through these very funky units. You know, normally they're round and bulky. Look, 13 centimeters, really slim and really elegant, from a company called Emetti. So really nice. So if you're doing a refurbish somewhere, you may want to research that. Sometimes you can put them inside, sometimes they go at a lower level, but because we wanted to go up there, we wanted something slim, and it has worked out really, really well. Then we're into the dining area, as you could see from the render, and the luminaria strip here. It's very contemporary and very beautiful, this strip of lights. And also around this original coving, which is probably more than 200 years old, we'll have some strip LEDs going in. I really love the fact that we've left it to be very uneven. Building has had some movements over the period of a couple of 100 years. So those movements are actually reflected in the original stone. The moment sometimes you go and take these things out and you square them off and you make them nice and clean stone, well, then you tend to lose that beauty. The control panel, well, this functions or makes or gives orders to the heat pump up on the roof terrace, which we're going to go and see in this video before we wrap it up. And you can actually switch from hot to cold. So once you tell the heat pump that you want cold at the change of season, well, then you can only produce the cold air that is going to come off from those units up there. And when it gets to the cold season, then you switch that. And you may be at a time that is transitioning from hot to cold, cold to hot. And so you just have to come back here, tell the heat pump that you want hot air, and the underfloor heating is going to work. And just below there, we're going to have a thermostat, which needs to be fitted. Fuse board is gone in, and this is the fuse board that is going to control just the kitchen area. So all the appliances, fridge, dishwasher, oven, hob, cooking top, or whatever it is all going to be controlled from here. And it's lovely. Look, it's got induzione, which is the stove or the cooking top. Then it's got the fridge, the oven, the microwave, the dishwasher, and the sockets, which are on the worktop level. Everything controlled by here. So really nice, because then you can isolate just one area when you're working within the property. We've already seen the bathrooms coming together. This room, aircon is gone in, but now I'm working to an area that I really love myself, and it's incredible what you can do with an amazing piece of olive wood. So it's a great pleasure for me to have worked on this and have my own personal touch. The two bowls are very contemporary. I love this element of the bowl slightly sticking out here, following the shape of the tree trunk, really. I love all this little anonymity that are there, and we still have quite a lot of metal showing through. What an amazing space this has become. Also, it's nice to see the main fuse board, even this one. Quite a bit complex, but everything you want in order to be able to isolate a whole property. So you can isolate the kitchen, you can isolate the heat pump, you can isolate the fan coils, you can isolate the termoarredo, which are the towel rails in the bathroom, the night area, the day area, the stairs, the storage area where the washing machines and the boilers are, and the outside area. And then you have the outside space. Isn't this incredible? Also, just an external one just for the night lighting, because there's going to be some funky lighting or some beautiful lights just to illuminate or to light up the outside of the building. Let's go up on the roof. Even up here, a lot of activities have been going on. So a drain has been fitted there, so there's going to be like some stone floor here. So if you're taking a shower here, the water is not going to drain into the road, into the street, which is not really nice, but the water would drain into the sewer like it should be, so you're not annoying your neighbors. Very important in these little communities to do things like that. But what I'm particularly interested in is what's been happening at the back here. The heat pump, as you can see, which is an LG Thermal V, it's been fitted here on the roof, allowing us to have the rest of the roof available. Probably some screening can go off here, probably later on. Everything is here to allow the house to function properly. Well, I'm so excited. I'm going up. Episode 17 has come to an end, and we are getting every day a little step closer. Obviously, we are at that stage where it is important now to make sure that all these little fine elements happen. And so you will keep me saying the same thing. This is a very delicate part of the project when you get to the end here, because you are actually trying to connect all these craftsmen and all these engineers together, the electrician, the plumber, the paint and decorator, the builder that needs to come in and do perhaps a little few things, and then the guy that is doing the doors and the windows and probably the gates and the railings. Oh my god. And all of these things need to happen together and in harmony. So very, very important. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode 17 like you have enjoyed all the others. I always say thank you very much for your support, for your comments, questions. They're very welcome. And all I can say is stay safe wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next episode 18 at Remote Refurbishing.